Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Tuesday, April 26th, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. The previous session here, we had a very nice turnaround by the end of the day. Very narrow price action for most of the day. Compression, digestive type of price action, right at support, at the key range low, as a matter of fact. But by the end of the day, a strong close, a strong 2-hour finish, nice extreme reversal, wick reversal, and a decent, strong enough low that could send us back toward 43.92 at the very least. That could be a very high probability target over the next 1 to 5 days. The reason being, this was a strong impulsive sell-off down to this strong impulsive low, and now the tendency here would be to snap back to the midpoint and establish a new key range. So any pullback here provides a retest opportunity this morning, perhaps back even as deep as 42.50 for a shot at 43.92 within 1 to 5 days. So that could be a very nice continuation pattern here up ahead. Today, ideally, morning weakness here could be defended by bulls for a shot at late day strength for a checkmark trend day up. A failure to close above yesterday's midpoint by the end of the day would be significant. So failure to hold above 42.45 by the end of the day would suggest more weakness ahead, and likely to the recent edges here. Previous month's low, previous key level low here, that's the previous quarter's low. So again, we have more downside that could be ahead, but in the near term, if we can hold this midpoint, a nice short-term bounce could be seen back to 43.92 in the week ahead. If we take a look at the NQ, similar rejection here as well, but not quite as strong as the ES with regards to the reversal in terms of the wick reversal, but this one here, an extreme reversal, a failed new low here right off S2 on this reading here, which takes you back to the year. Now again, this is an area of support that has responded fairly well over recent months, but we could go a little bit lower. So again, if there's a failure to hold the midpoint by the end of the day, that would be an indication that we're still headed down to this edge, which still may happen. From that high to low here, we could be looking at a bounce back toward the midpoint of that range. That's not too far off. That's looking at about 13.8 as the next upside target. That could be a nice short-term target here again if yesterday's midpoint continues to hold today. Let's take a look here at crude oil. Keep in mind, with the ES and the NQ, the ES been a bit more bullish alongside YM, especially on the up moves, whereas the NQ has been more bearish on the down moves and less bullish on the up moves. Here's the crude oil chart right now. Again, giving up that $100 level here suggests that we are likely headed back toward about 93s for a test. The retest of 100 from below here is going to be very important heading into the rest of the day. So that's been resistance throughout the week so far. It's last week's low. We went through it. Now price being defended here on its third rotation so far to begin the week. A failure to get above 100 would suggest a continuation down, likely toward that 93 level ahead. A failure to hold below 100, so if price starts to pop back above it, would suggest a move back toward 104, 105 yet again. So right now 100 remains the key level to watch early in the day. If we take a look here, Bitcoin finding another strong low in the previous session here. We've mentioned here how this one just seems to hold. 38K seems to be a very clear area of support. Price has gotten below it on a couple of rotations, but after those major rotations, we haven't seen price stay below 38K for very long. This is another one of those lower low failures, a squat day, blue day here. And again, while this is a failed new high developing, we're getting a little bit of a pullback. If we can find a morning low here, that could provide a bounce opportunity to push this thing higher for a retest of 42.5 as this thing trades between 38K and 42.5 in the near term. If we take a look here at ETH, that was Coco, by the way. Here's a look at ETH with a nice wipeout in the previous session. A move into 20 28,790. We mentioned before that 2800 has been a very clear pivot for this chart. 2800 here to hold above that would suggest a bounce could be ahead. Again, this is higher lows that this thing has developed so far. It wouldn't be out of the picture to see this thing rally back toward 3600 in the near term. So again, the midpoint of yesterday's rejection is going to be very important. Can these markets hold that midpoint on the early pullback this morning? If so, we could see a bit of strength ahead. Failure to hold those midpoints, and that could open up a tremendous wave of weakness on the next leg down. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.